to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. Ebola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment, and they're framing it to us as innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening, and I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. You almost there. Survive. You would die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down, no evil seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, the cards my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust off of some ice and some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, so haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Turtle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper opera. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. After it shaped the state, use a fate, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piracy up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel or fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A crystal terrorized what your fans get. Your rules and perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the plot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the faster. I go for you niggas that think it's all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and hackers can't stand me. You niggas that know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is fine or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, mouth, Big Mac, but the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shine spot. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry tops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, we got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that, well, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This played out. Who's of a dying society should be disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on, go is no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who holds who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, mouth, Big Mac, but the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance, from conspiring to novice. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire. Trying to giants to hide, I'm trying to fight. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupies, and hype men. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not client. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress. Don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mouth, or Big Mac, where the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mouth, Big Mac, where the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Kichiwa. Signs and symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, Draw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them saying little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you with they style all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely will keep me, I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that piece to a bomb. Blow the joint to split the range, the plane, the sentiments. I've accomplished my inner demons. 490-degree angles guarded by angel of shining elite angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. How we call wind blowing, I spit flows, dope man, fly in the shell at Southampton, kept slow, stay high. Years later, he's just saying degree, just gain density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostile. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way how my character stay fly, the conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky, new God on what the world's been waiting for, the days now. May I then I don't abide by the same ethics. They fan respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange essence. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic to prescribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid, and then it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce that I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. After something papa just for show, go figure you dig. Pounding you bamboo or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square, see the circle. If not, your mask off. You poemish, dash or salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline correction. Last fall, I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living. Sacredly section whose ass off. When she walked that ass off, I talk back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops, the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mine's my circle is me. I absorb your hate and make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance this abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me implement the fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. Now watch time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my on her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake marks. Once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my on her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake marks. Once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purified my auric field, took copper for a walk to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and heel. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child, resilient of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, wherever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math, a humble beach is still a beast. Now feel the beach raft, rain fire upon them as the internet forms, sigils, emojis as the avatars that war them. Destroy this de facto government and its quorums, establish Big Ma's house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes marks. Once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Raise the heart as I survey my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I face, marks once we make knowledge more is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note this shelf, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and smash. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grips of their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming weirdos from menstrual shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, like minerals, the water and skies I fry. Liquid chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox. Off the chart, I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, but she's the best part. A great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Waves the heart as I sunray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I face, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sunray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I face, marks once we make knowledge one is when the right and bass drops. I am exuberantly alive.
In my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. It's time for change, got a bounce up. The oppressor's about to get housed up. I'ma lay him out, execution styles too late when apologetic claim. You wrapped in a coca flame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Like Josh Silent without sin. He put me on the bed with justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached to the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Theracone. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protected service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. No, I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Over meals too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe it till you see type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the zone, all red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in everyday, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme.
That too.
Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like taught in school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump. Gimme. Push.
Just thought I had that over close to the speaker. My apologies. So that's calm. This is our claim by which God? I just wanted y'all to hear. Could you hear the words? I really wasn't. I was saying something, but I wanted y'all to imagine what I was saying. You hear me? I do things like that. My apologies. Because I like my own zone. I was going to play that, but I was like, no, let's get it started and be punctual. My apologies. We're gonna let that finish. That's my little, you know what I'm saying? That's my riding in the sun scene music right there. But to the brother Jonathan Rivera, yeah, that's all it was. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was fighting not to respond, and I was like, eh. I don't like to tell on myself. No secrets, but yo, I'm gonna need you to come up and give us a hand putting this on the back of the truck in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna start closing it in. I want y'all to take a look before I start talking. So I started up this AM. I've got to do the cross members. So I started up. It's had a little sagging from the weight and everything on it with the rain and the heat. Because remember, it's not inside. It would be different. So I really got to get everything tied in on the top so we can keep everything where it should be. I got to get the 2x4s. This side was supposed to be 20. All right. This side right here was supposed to be 20 and a quarter. But based on weight distribution, y'all remember talked about this when I first started showing. The other side was supposed to be 21. I had it backwards. But regardless, it's still gonna be good because I can still compensate the weight on the driver's side because most of the weight's gonna be on the passenger side. That's why I got to get the air rides. But I'll do that when I start working with, I don't care if it's winter or fall, next spring. And the other part is to build up the case, the housing for the cab of the bedroom, the bedding, and get that all locked in. So that today is what I want to accomplish. I'm gonna drive the truck up. I got to go in town and pick up some heavy duty bags. I might do it today or tomorrow. So that way we can go ahead and start throwing away a lot of stuff. But we're going to destroy that up there. We're going to take what we're going to use and the rest of it, because he's going to throw it away. We don't care. I don't care what he does. Remember, we're not tenants. We're not renting. I went over about 30 videos with him, me, come on to the land, let's build. Me, the one saying, look, when we get everybody here, everybody's employed, we're building, we can all help him out with the land. He was in a rush. His wife, she's dirty. She's always talking smack. So I guess, well, not to me, I guess the influence has got her because I guess it's more cheaper to keep it than it is to lose her. But, that's all nonsense. And when you some people say change your identity, do this, do that. You don't have to do none of that. And I'm going to clarify that today because it seems like the system is so perverted. Somebody was talking to me about Hessian soldiers because of the movie King Arthur. I never watched it. Hessian soldiers were negroidal. I mean, melanated. Whether they want to express them being, we were on all four corners. We weren't spread. They had to reinterpret it and do it. Now we have a bunch of idiots running around the land with no true history. The majority of people are from incubators and Cabbage Patch. It doesn't matter if they belong to Masonic, Russian Christians, all these things that have nothing to do with them. It's a perversion of our world that we had long before. Hessian soldiers, the German side of my family were Negro. 2 of the Germans that married in my family were the original bloodlines, not these fake ones over there. And the other one was light skin, pale skin or whatever you want to call them, who remembered the old ways. So I don't have time because the thing that these frauds need, right? They need the fighting to maintain. Now you have dumb, melanated, black or Negro, whatever you want to call them, who are running around and law enforcement people who are doing dirty things. It's all for the worldly gang to lose their soul. And they don't believe it. Now, it's a fact. We have a Most High. It doesn't matter the interpretation. They hate that. They need us to worship something, to create something, to facilitate something that hates us. They have been stooped, and we don't have nothing to do with it. I don't like using the word destroyed, this, that, and the other, because it's meaningless to me in the fabrication of this false time. The reality is they can keep pushing forward. That's like Theodore Herzl. How old was he when he passed away? Because see, all these black, I don't care if they made him in a test tube and they ain't got a belly, but I don't care. In order to exist, you have to have some form of sentient in you. It doesn't mean the same. You could easily be manipulated, but it was no easy task. If you really pay attention and look at what's been done, how they've ramped it up, all the stories have been manipulated. Every book rewritten. Are you listening? Every book rewritten, whether it's for manipulative purposes or whatever. I have no problem with religious people, but I don't follow religion. I understand it at a deeper level. And it doesn't mean deeper than thou or next or whomever, big me, little you. It doesn't mean that. On a personal, that means eternal. So y'all saw my little Jewish shit, you know, given to me from family. Not the fake Christians to which we would never. The system is so perverse. I want to read something to you. All right. Let me pull this up first. I did a video on Theodore Albert Herzl. Let's turn it off. I don't need y'all listening to me type. That's just retarded. So y'all know he was 44. I've come to learn from a friend, a good associate, a good comrade, brother, whatever you want to learn, that in the circle of the Talmudic rabbinical order, they believe that he came back to show him another way. It wasn't him. And they believe that there is a crossover. He had to have a fake death to be taken to the place for doing what he did. He's dead. He's been dead. He remains dead. It was never him. And there are other things. Albert Pike. It goes on and on. There's misery, and it has a companion, and it is the dead soul. I want to point out something to y'all, because I know it's about 3/5 of man for fake taxation representation of slaves, right? It's all bullshit. And the 17, well, the origin of the Constitution, which is pure bullshit, because the whole history is made up. The portraits, they're fictional. They're complete fabrications of lies. They want people to believe, and that's the reason why I read what I read yesterday about Christianity, the FBI documents, to point out this fact. If it was so true, then these agencies wouldn't move the way they do. And what's mind-boggling is that, how is it that y'all can't see this? If the God they have you worshiping was so real, and I know y'all would say, but they want to fight that God. These mindless minions couldn't fight you if you got it together. I don't know how, and I don't want to know how people think. I really don't. I just call BS where BS is. How many of y'all watched James O'Keefe when he did all that stuff? When he had that witch call that he went around secretly talking to people. How many of y'all remember Pfizer, one of the top people, homosexuals, immoral bastards, that Negro, who wanted to lock him in the restaurant and all that in New York? You know what I'm saying? And this is what y'all need to pay attention to. It's the perversion is exactly what you think it is, yet they don't care about their destruction. It doesn't matter the crayon color. The reason is you are against yourselves because you have many who are against you, and it doesn't matter, and they fake law enforcement and all the other stuff. No, I am not anti-police. We are in a state where we need them, and I know the good guys. At least I know enough of them. And everybody's walking around with the spirit of 1776, we the people, and they really believe in their fictional narrative. It's not to destroy that. It's just they're the proponents of it. They believe in their lie. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have that Zionist monkey over there, the mayor over New York, though. What's her name? Kathy Holcomb talking about, we want to spread, take the assault weapons, and then out of this damn assault weapon. Damn it, I'm so tired of these dumb monkeys. But you gotta look at the people that have been inundated and indoctrinated. Ain't nobody taking our goddamn guns. We don't care fuck how they run down. Well, counting, hey, stack the bullets, stack the guns, count the bullets. Don't need it, but I'm just pointing out a fact. When you are stuck in that physical world, you want to gain all world possessions to which you have no ownership, only in the illusion of it. What do you think comes from that? When we talk about every action, there is an opposite. Now, there's an action that's contagious to it, you know what I mean? And it's not always good. What we think good is. I was going over some stuff and I found contradictions. All right. And I want to take my time with this. Okay. When they talk about, let me pull this up. 1875, the Civil Rights Act of 1875. Most of y'all know nothing about it. Right? 1875 was the United States federal law that aimed to guarantee equal rights for all citizens, regardless of race and public accommodations and transportation. Why is it that the majority of us know that even up before Martin Luther King, we were not citizens of the U.S. corporation? This is mind-boggling, and y'all need to also know that AI, whatever it gives you when you want to go and research something, is based upon the programming by the programmer. This is facts. It will only tell you what the programmer programmed it. If it wants to learn, if it's possible, it can from us. It chooses because there's stipulations in this program. They put codes in there. All right. To do the necessary part in its learning to go against anything that is of an old original order. All right. So in this, it guarantees equal rights for all citizens, regardless of race in public accommodations and transportation. It also prohibited exclusion from jury service. However, the Supreme Court later ruled key parts of the act unconstitutional in the civil rights cases of 1883. Do y'all believe that? When did the hijack happen? Why did the war happen? How come y'all not paying attention to how the wars are happening right now? I asked and nobody said anything. How and why? And yo, Thailand will tell you that Cambodia have always been wanting to take that land. But how did it get to that point? Knowing that Thailand has F-16s and they have jets, they just bomb. They ain't got to sit all that and do all that hand-to-hand fighting. They can just bomb them out without no government saying, go bomb over here where there ain't nobody at for like 5 or 6 years while you're losing Marines and Army and Navy. You got to remember Henry Kissinger and that Parliament of Zionists were all up in this government. They were going to allow what happened to the USS Liberty, just like the bombing, those fake British rulers allowed the bombing of the British embassy, the Marines over in Libya. This very government allowed all that. People still think they're going to be familiars, like that vampire, Wesley Snipes, I'm going to be okay, I'm going to become a vampire, whatever. And there's a lot of secret things I don't want to get into. I'm not here to whistleblow on dumb stuff, all right? But then when you go over and you read 1875, it tells you the term 1875 Constitution most commonly refers to the Civil Rights Act of 1875 passed by the U.S. Congress. Civil Rights Act. But however, it can also be related to France, as far as the French constitutional laws of 1875, which established the Third French Republic. Additionally, several U.S. states like Texas and Alabama also adopted new constitutions in 1875. The U.S. is a foreign corporation, just like the Federal Reserve, owned by a family, like a family that has nothing to do with the truth. It is what embarked to make themselves rich in the eyes of everybody else, to move differently, to learn things that you don't know, so that way they can subjugate you like peasants and everything else. When I showed, there's numerous books on white slavery and Asian slavery. These are individuals who, like the Wagner Group of Russia, China, they all have this, where they employ soldiers from, even in Africa, from prison camps and stuff. And they go to fight for their freedom, knowing a lot of them won't come back. This is nothing new. This is one of the staples of their practices. They don't care about their own. Look at Ukraine, how they were snatching people up, some people who were mentally ill, who they were executed because they couldn't fight, instead of returning them to their family. And they have you thinking that it's save Mother Ukraine from Russia. Those are Bolsheviks. Same thing with Poland and so on. Look at the Polizia over in Germany, indoctrinated, something that Hitler was fighting against. And that's why you see suffrage and drugs and everything else. It's the same individuals. Now, in this, as far as contextual, it says the U.S. Civil Rights Act of 1875. This act prohibited discrimination based on race in public accommodations like inns, transportation, theaters, and other places of public amusements. 1875, theaters. Tartary was still standing. It was the last major piece of legislation during the Reconstruction era. But if that's 1875, last piece of Reconstruction era, y'all really need to look at these things and think about it. Because when I last recalled, the Reconstruction era went all the way up to 1945. The Supreme Court declared it unconstitutional in 1883, ruling that the 14th Amendment only applied to state actions, not individual actions. 1883, ruling that the 14th Amendment only applied to state actions, not individual actions. Virginia has got hip. There are people who are reenacting the Civil War, to which it wasn't. There's something that happened. It's been going on. We've been fighting these idiots, melanated and light-skinned folks, since 1400s. All that time, it was not the war, but you think it was melanated. And they show the South, everybody dressed in the sun gray, or melanated, Negro. I expressed to you when millions of individuals came here in the roughly after that, in the 1880s and 90s. And in the 1900s, 6 to 12 million were nonstop, all the way up to 1940, nonstop. And they were given a choice. But who were they? I told you the incubators in the so-called Cabbage Patch children, this didn't happen here. Even though we had more technology than you can even imagine. I share all our inventions, how they hijacked them, the fact that we had to repurpose and refigure out compared to how things once worked in the ether, right? The fact that still things are being used, that most buildings have underground places that move as far as cold and heat, not gas, turbines, and all that other nonsense. You have a system so perverse, dynamically so, that the people are afraid to let go of the lie. And that is to their own destruction. The joke is, and I've said it in a fun way, because it's humorous when I see people saying it, well, where's this God that is going to save us? Some of you don't even know how to wipe your own backside. So when you rise to the occasion and you realize who you truly are, then maybe you'll move different. Let's keep going on. Now, as far as 3/5 of the man, based on the Constitution, right? They try to say that, they attempt to say the original as if it wasn't rewritten. Well, it was. If you go and pull it up, you can see where there was a which call they added. You can see a strong black line. They changed something to an X instead of its original of an I. I'm not going to say what. You've got to read it and see it for yourself. Y'all think there was no hijack, misamalgamation, and misuse? How long do you think a people could fight losing all the information, well, all those who can teach, who keep fighting nonstop? How long do you think that's supposed to go on? And they want you to, and this is the deflection, they want you to believe in a fictional Holocaust, to which is happening every day. The very individuals raised up and nurtured the same ignorance, and you see a Holocaust going on right now. You see true rabbinical rabbis, not the bastard Talmudists, who are saying exactly these things, who don't like what's happening, who want it to stop. And they're being subjugated by the dumbest of all labels. And they really believe that's supposed to work out because somebody else is telling them it's going to be all right, based on their indoctrination of the foolishness. You have these so-called Jews, the ones who are over there. And y'all can see it. They come from a melanated stock. And you can see it in their hips, not the other converts. You can see it in their lips. You can see it in their face. You can see it in everything. Put away the straight hair. Put away all the dumb stuff. And really look. People choose not to see what's so right there in front of them. The women, what they take women and they lock them away underground and they rape them and make babies and all kind of stuff. Oh, this is facts. But they want to hide that. What kind of power wants to hide the stuff they do? Let's say it's hypothetical and it's not true. Then all the people who have been reaching out and expressing themselves and getting suicided or whatever and all that other stuff, right? Then why would they do it? Why would Arthur Kessler, who him and his wife all of a sudden suicided, would write such fabulous material? Benjamin Witchcall with Facts to Facts and all the other books. Why would so many be converting to Islam and Christianity? Because they saw the perversion, yet they run to another religion that's based off the same dynamic. That conditioning with certain organizations, because if you think they're Arabs and you think they're this, that, and Africans who are not Masonic or Talmudic or this, that, or Zionist supporters, you really haven't been paying attention. Zionism or Zion has nothing to do with how they're utilizing it. It is just a label. Just like the Rothschilds, red robe, that is more or less what you would consider Moorish, which is all crap, but it is. Hijack, usury. You get enough people and indoctrinate them from a very early age. That's why a lot of y'all run around in your confliction and you choose sides in ignorance. Well, anyway, 3/5, right? This is what it states about the 3/5. All right, they take 3 so-called black people out of the 5, and that way you can see it as one man or some crap like that as far as taxation. And the other made up lies, well, that's because the slave owners, and we know who the original slave owners were, and we all know who the original indentured servants were, because the slave is another term for POW, but we know who they are. Negroes, blacks, indentured servants. I've got 5 books alluding to the fact that the majority of them, we would teach them how to pick cotton, sugar cane, everything from Panama to Costa Rica, everywhere. Going out, testing, eating tropical bird, things that weren't supposed to never be consumed. War brings that on. And when I expressed a long time ago that all those that conquered those lands over here came over here in one rush to make fake peace, and then fighting, they realized they couldn't beat us. So what did they do? They made peace treaties and then started murdering and killing off our leaders. And obviously they didn't win all the way. Just like they have everybody believing that the Revolutionary War, we fought back and we won. No, you were under the crown. There was no win. It was peace treaties, which they all ignored, the old heads out, The new ones don't know this. And so what they do, they buy into the new printing shops, the new news, the new media, and everything else, and they accept it. And so, I mean, think about it. Up until 1940, what, 1 or 2, we still controlled over 42 million acres of farmland, the majority. But war brings on a whole nother thing. And the majority of people were being robbed by these very banks. They didn't understand what was going on. And they were bringing in these individuals who we showed when they were young how to do this, that, and the other. And then they started manipulating the food, canning up stuff. They knew they could put parasites. I asked y'all to study about the so-called Spanish flu. Now people are seeing it for what it is. Three-fifths of the men. This refers to the historical three-fifths compromise in the United States Constitution. The phrase three-fifths of a man directly referenced the three-fifths compromise. This compromise was part of the original U.S. Constitution. We just know it wasn't. This is what they do. The compromise addressed how enslaved people were counted for representation and taxation. That means that it moves away from taxation without representation. And if that doesn't contradict itself. Now, if you want to solve it, you got to understand the historical context and purpose of the three-fifths compromise. Now, it goes into explaining a lot of stuff, as I was stating, about taxation. The so-called slave owners didn't want to be overtaxed. The North was pissed off. They didn't care about slaves. It's in their dynamics. While y'all think that the liberals, party created in 1880, you got to look at when it was created, all right? You can stop all this fusillade because they wanted to take over our Congresses and everything. In North Carolina and Alabama and Florida and everywhere they went, and they would bring these continental armies, and they would bring them in and murder all our leaders, chase them out of town, and they would sit up in those seats, and they would start studying and reading and doing everything for this new ideology of white people, not of this land. And they would subjugate, and I always told you that the first people they lynched, because they were informative, were the pale skins who knew us. They didn't know nobody else. There was no Native Americans on no damn East Coast, that fake East Coast. None. We learned that in school in history. You see how they changed everything right in front of you? And because you have these slack-jawed, worthless Umars, Al Sharptons who look like, I'm just grateful to be here and alive, and I am a suicide, and all my betrayal working with the mob, he betrayed them and everybody else. So the three-fifths compromise was a pivotal agreement reached during the 1787, back and forth, United States Constitutional Convention that determined how enslaved individuals would be counted for purposes of congressional representation and taxation. So that means 1776 is bullshit. Then if Britain lost, Boston Tea Party, painting their faces like the Mi'kmaq and the Indians, black, it resolved a major impasse between slave-holding southern states who wanted their enslaved populations counted for representation, and northern states who initially opposed counting them at all for political power but were willing to tax them. Would be counted for purposes of congressional representation and taxation. It resolved a major impasse between slaveholding southern states who wanted their enslaved populations counted for representation, and northern states who wanted, okay, all right, their enslaved populations counted for representation, and northern states who initially opposed counting them at all for political power, but were willing to tax them. The compromise stipulated that 3/5 of each state's enslaved population would be counted towards the total population for apportioning seats in the House of Representatives and allocating direct taxes. And you know what free man means? That means that they were never POWs or slaves. Plenty of them in my family. They weren't from Africa. Now, for Southern states gain more political power in the House as far as representation of representatives and the Electoral College than they would have if enslaved populations were entirely excluded, as the enslaved population was not counted as a full person for this purpose. It's not that you were 3/5 of men, and if you read the original Constitution, you'd realize Indians. There was no such thing as Negro, y'all. Remember I showed you the video? There's more of the native with the Negro child. That was when they were changing the... You've been seeing it over the last 70, 60, 70, 80 years. They keep changing who you are. That started at that point, whether it be in Panama, Cuba, the South Americas. It don't matter. This is the whole part of the Vatican controlling the South America, North America, and even Canada, whether it be from France, their proprietors, to Spain, or even the fake Europeans here on this land. I'm gonna read this again. Everything has been changed. Everything has been changed. Okay? These flies, man, and they smell like that stuff, so that means they're dying. My apologies for stating that. But it is what it is. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. It didn't say one. It didn't say 3/5 of the records. It didn't say 1/10. It didn't say, you know what I'm saying, half. It says every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. That's why I had to read you the Christian bull crap yesterday. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. And there are those who partake on the other side in the enemy's narrative, and they know this. That's why when I saw that governor say, call them aboriginals, and then he set up in front of these worthless house niggas, some of them dead, good, written, I'll see their ashes. And these ones that are still holding onto it like it's beneficial, until they realize that it is not. And he had to go in there and start pushing this new African-American bullshit, which is not a real thing. They think that you're supposed to sit there and just ride with it, like, accept it and take it as it is. Because they got enough dumbass pale skins to sell out worthless niggas and black fucks who don't know nothing. And it's supposed to be all right because you idiots are running around fighting each other, tumultuous, think you're thinking, but you're not thinking. You're all sitting there, you're capitulated, and they got enough new generation of idiots and people from underground who are performing these things because they've all been groomed into it and they don't know the truth. So, again, history has stopped. Nothing exists. No, listen. Altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute, day by day. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless presence in which the party is always right. Always right. And if it's up to the party that's always right, the individuals that follow them, if they'd be led forth, they would all fight each other and unalive each other. All right? So what was that? I gotta go back. And then people don't want to hear this stuff. They don't. I said, if you're going to be in that fictional religious dichotomy, then go ahead. And some people think they can figure it out. And when you start seeing, you'll realize that you don't need that to walk upright, to be righteous. And it's funny how we always got to say righteous, right? Us, right? Us. And most people don't move that way, but they profess things based on a lie. And then they wonder why things are happening where they are, and they can't make heads of it. Because they refuse to see the truth, to know it. The enemy's already locked it down. Well, when they start saying the truth, we're just going to destroy everything and we'll start over and we'll get it what we need. They believe lack of knowledge of knowing and what they've done, because weapons and power like that and being able to control people and have them do dumb, mindless, senseless things, they can fight that, which is bigger in every conceivable way. They have stuff you know nothing about, technology, equipment. And that overview, sadly, is their persuasion to do what they do. You know, I have glue on my hands and I like pulling the glue off. I just wanted to come on and hash it out quick. And it's that serious. Because I was going through all the videos that I'm gonna use. Because I'm gonna subpoena this damn attorney. I'm gonna subpoena Rondo. He's gonna sit his ass down. He has no choice. And I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna bring it in there. I'm not a goddamn citizen. They're stupid. They don't want to realize that shit don't mean nothing. There's 3 common law courts. They're off land. These courts are fictional. They're fleecing and they're destructive. They're perversions. I know. I've sat around attorneys and judges drinking and getting high and prostitutes, the whole thing. Hell, police are some of the most perverse motherfuckers I've ever seen. Drive home drunk all the goddamn time. And yet this world is supposed to work in accordance to that disorder. There's supposed to be order. How do you sit there and say, I gave you a lawful order because of a costume when you don't know law? This is what you are dealing with. Lately, you've actually been literally seeing costume characters utilized as a hit team. And you have the right all through this country to stand up against lawful arrest, even if it's at the death of one of these characters, but you just got to find out the USCC code and everything else. But y'all don't want to do it. Now, I'm not going to read it to you because I don't want y'all to go out there harming and killing people unless you know that it's not just harassment, that you're targeted. They're riding by your house with things X-raying. There's no drugs. You don't partake in it. They just don't like what you said because they feel some kind of way. That shows emotional unstableness. That shows a fractured power consortium. And a lot of y'all refuse to because some of you may have went to juvie and been locked up or whatever. And all you did was to deal with the dark side of things. You know, there's a not the hawa. And you seek the hawa. You seek the light, but you're always looking outside yourselves. All right. Now, I'm not supposed to be working, but I have to do what I got to do. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, while I'm annotating and all this good information, things that I've recorded, I don't mind embarrassing the ignorant. But see, the problem is everyone has a chance to correct their fallacies or to say, no, we're not playing with this. Some of y'all probably went back and watched the videos and realized, oh, damn, wait. They were invited to the land, to live on the land. No, this is not rent or anything. Take years to build it up, to have the faith and the hope that we can make it through all this crap. But you're always going to have an enemy, and it's on a bloodline, and it's a perversion. Just because you make mutant babies don't mean that you're supposed to run around and disvalue them because of the mutant that you slept with. Or if you pop up out of nowhere when you're working for the feds for a certain way to live and you think that it's supposed to take you somewhere that's going to better you, if you want to destroy yourself, then go right ahead. Everyone has a choice. Have you all looked up the term feds? I told you it literally is. I told you what it meant. A fictional or false covenant. Nobody wants to research this stuff. They don't want to go to the end. Cure me if you're in here. I think she's at work, but she sent you a message in the Gmail because she wants you to. It'd be great to do it live so if other people can see it. to help her with a genealogy. All right. Let me see what that is. Dom, I got you. What's up, beloved? Rivera, it's good to have you up in here. Dorian Don. Albania, what's up? Hey, Dorian, I got you, bro. I'm Andy, subtarded inbreeding. You and you. Well, I wouldn't say inbreeding, but I think we all kind of maybe are. I don't like throwing that royalty shit around because I don't never recognize it, but I come from a bloodline that still has keepsakes. And if you want to study the family's heritage and the names, Kaiser, Klein, and Schaus, as far as that side. On the other side, I gave the other names, you know, Lee, Branch, Wright, blah, blah, and it keeps going. On that side is plethora. I think why I did not get looped in completely was because I did not attend the indoctrination schools. Good. Hola. What's going on, miente? How are you? Pura vida. Yes, yes. How are you, Antonia? Alba, how you doing? Shalom. Absolutely. Big Red T, what's going on? Feathers up, smoke down. Yes, yes. Where's the BBL swarm? As long as the funk don't come with it, because I told you, I've smelled them before. This is not appeasing with all that perfume and stuff. Anyway, I really don't like talking bad about people. Most of the time when I'm doing stuff and I'm acting like, it's actually dark humor and comedy. Yeah, you know. But you know, this idiot, I think he's borderline gay. I really do. And I'm saying that because besides the mental thing, because y'all know I told you, how do you have somebody holding a gun, a rifle, and you go into your house and you let them know it's loaded, and they pull the trigger and shoot? My rifle was played with numerous times in that closet. You know, there are individuals who don't want to better themselves. And when they start, something always pulls them back in. I want to see the brother be well. But this land is cursed, you know. It is what it is. I'm not going to say no more. Yet, you would think that individuals would rise above the occasion, even in all this merciless mayhem. But they don't know what mercy is. We've shown way too much mercy. No, I can't speak on the other. But there's nothing they could do. If we were to rise up, there's nothing they could do to stop. Nothing. You see how dumbass Fox and the dumb vice president and the goofy ass police standing there. We're chasing down the people that beat up the white people. Them people went there. Everybody, even light skins, was saying they came there being racist. All, you know, alcohol, the people having a good time. They even pale skins were like, get them. They were in there kicking people's cars, calling them the N-words with the hard R and everything, and then touched the guy's face. That's when they got their ass kicked. That's real time. And there are people who are now coming forward with the videos who are saying, and yet you're still listening to this media. Oh, well. That's y'all's choice. I watched a Hindu man. Somebody sent me a video. A Hindu man in Florida trying to tell a brother to get out of a place where he lives. I have a cartoon that I'm going to share. Let me pull it up right quick. I'm going to share it. I want y'all to watch it. When in this cartoon, I love the propensity to research things. You dig what I'm saying? And in this cartoon, you all, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to share it. It's The Daltons Died. Let me turn it up. I'm going to play some of it. All right.
You have no more social life.
Hold on.
Amber of the holy name, I will never leave your son.
Hold on.
A civil war begins with which to paralyze the
I liked it better when we was alive. Then people would hand over their loot before they ran away.
Beautiful.
Weird day.
Red bell. It's a red belly ant. The fur, you know, the ant, with the red belly. Hi. 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 How are you?
Heard what the guard said. A prison ain't no place for dead folks.
Prison is where they put dead folks.
Dead folks is a cemetery.
Legally in prison, they consider you dead.
So we'll stay dead.
You walk around in all caps.
Lie around.
Fictional crayon colors, black and white.
What we gonna do?
Oh yes, white. You mean you dead too.
The ghost of the Dolphins just robbed the bank and
That's a relief. Let's go have a look at these poor ghosts, Charlie.
Anything you say, cowboy. But is it too much to ask that we leave the blunder dog behind?
Hey guys, look at me. I'm sitting up and begging.
Your front paws should be in the air.
It's important not to confuse ectoplasm with phantoms or spirits.
Me? I can tell.
All right, now hold on.
Come on, Jolly. Let's track down the 4 ectoplasms.
It is important not to confuse ectoplasm with phantoms or spirits. You are lucky, look.
I'm going to share it. I want y'all to watch it.
Helena Blavatsky, president
Helena
of the
Blavatsky.
Benevolent Society.
Ghostly in the Benevolent Society. Helena Blavatsky. That's the book I was reading to y'all.
Gertrude informs me that you are intending to hunt for the ghosts of the doll cults.
Who's Gertrude?
She is the spirit of a Viking queen who's taken possession of my left leg. And when the leg begins to dance, it's a sign that
Taking
Gertrude
possession.
has something to say to me. Your puny is useless in the pursuit of ghosts. What you need is a supernatural world being with which to battle.
All right.
I am able to convince a skeptical world that
Then we really look like the undead. You sound like you're crazy.
Looking like the Klan.
Nobody's
Looking like the undead. No more. Y'all got to watch it.
Hey guys, what are you crazy? Halloween isn't for another 3 months.
All right, let me pull this one up. Hold on.
that rob banks, but you should. My help.
Where's it at?
Hey, I don't.
Pete, you go and fetch the rope. Emmett, find a sturdy tree. Now it's that killjoy Lucky Luke.
Hey. Yourself says so.
Hey, whoa. My leg, hey. Hey, I don't.
Pete, you go and fetch the rope. Emmett, find a sturdy tree. Now it's that killjoy Lucky Luke. You can't have a good lynching when he's around.
Lynching.
What's going on here?
Well, we were peacefully branding cattle when this Indian appeared.
I'm not Indian. I'm a Hindu.
He said,
I'm going to share it. Y'all watch it. And they change things right in front of you. Now, I told you the Hindus are not Indian. But to further create derogatory, what's the word when you call people certain things and they're not? They have to keep changing. And they play a major role, the ones who were conquered long ago, in all this. That's why I said it's important to study Zionism, Talmudism, the Masonic ideology. All right, study theosophy and theosophical. When you want to go to religion and you want to go and study them, you need to know the pacts and the deals and the things you make. No, they've gone a long way from there. But I'm going to share it right now, all right? But y'all check it out for yourselves, all right? You'll say, and truly pay attention. For educational purposes. And I just posted it. All right. Now it's about 44 minutes. Watch it this entirety. All right. And let me know what you find out. Let me know what you learn. And you can pull up the year it was created. It's on you. Okay. It is literally on you. It's not on no one or anyone else. And if people want to hold on to their little degraded world of existence, and it's just so pleasurable, there's a reason why. Pull it up here in a minute. Well, thanks for the donations for those who donated, if you did. But let me pull this up. Matrix scene. Let's see if so while eating rare steaks at a fancy restaurant with the evil AI known as Agent Smith, Cypher cuts a deal with his enemies, trading key rebel information for a chance to reboot his life in the Matrix as someone rich and important. Like an actor, you know, I know this steak doesn't exist, Cypher muses. I asked you to watch Star Wars when the Clone Wars turned on the Jedi. There's a reason why they created that and why you are in the position you are in now. Art imitating life. Hey, Charles, what's up, beloved? You guys starting to get it? 6 bars. Quintus McDowell, Shabbat Shalom. What's going on? May a lion roar, beloved. And y'all already know, my motherfucker. You already know. I'm sending that video out to everybody. You my motherfucker. If you want a real one, you get you a real motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Look, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to cook something to eat. We're going to get out here. I don't care if it's raining today. We're going to get out here. We're going to lock this forward in the front. We're going to get some plywood. I got to drive up to get the plywood. We're going to come down here. I might go in town, but we do need the garbage back so we can throw away a lot of crap. But hopefully next week, if y'all help a brother out, because y'all know I'm in a bind, a little tight spot. Not that it's unimportant, because I'm probably going to get rich out of this, because I'm planning on, and I hope this attorney's looking. I am going to sue them. That's why I've been reaching out to a lot of friends, guys I went to school who got their law firm, who are very good friends of mine over in Jersey and New York. And it's a big mistake. And Ganja, if you watch, you better correct it real quick and get your little few dollars back. Boy, it's not a game. I don't make threats, empty ones. This is not a threat. I see 4 to 5 threats on that damn piece of paper that I don't give a fuck what lawyer from you is. You don't try that passive bullshit with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother. You won't come on my land. You ain't conquer shit. You ain't won shit. You ain't invent shit. They just keep chaos running back and forth. It's fluid. And I don't parlay it. I don't hold court. I don't do none of that with it. It is what it is. You know, worried about money before. I'll make sure you really worry about it. Generational senseless hate. Exactly. Check out that cartoon. I posted it. You guys enjoy it. It's about 42, 44 minutes. I'm about to make me something to eat, put some weight on my little Jewish ass. And I'm not Jewish. Y'all know that. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And y'all respect the women out here. I love our women, man. Women of the world, man, listen here. I've got 5 videos of some of the worst abuse by steroid freaks. I'm not going to post them. I was going to put together a post with abusive powers of police and abusive men. I think one of them was a cop. It's just too disturbing. And we don't need to feed that energy. Y'all need to be on the right side. And if you're out there abusing your other one, you need to get out that relationship and you need to get with yourself because you're abusing yourself. But I love our women, man. They are If I had about 5 of them, man, I'd leave everybody. I'd be like, we going up in the hills, y'all blow up whatever you want, whatever. But it'd just be a magnificent time. We got to do better. Our men didn't fight hard enough to stay with the women. They allowed the fracturing, the manipulation, the false detentions. You know how many people have been freed who have been locked up falsely? Some of those damn bastards that did it, they're dead, rightfully so. They don't exist no more. And the ones here are too ignorant to realize, oh shit, maybe I should change. You get too comfortable. It's like gang members, you know. I met a lot, you know, I know a lot of them, Zoes, all that. And they believe like, oh, well, I'll live this way and I'll die this way. And I've told them, yes, you will. And you won't like the other side. You are in this moment and you are making the worst choice and decisions. And you hold on to that as if it's going to be beneficial. Not at all. Crab and buckets. All the evil laws against nuclear family. Yeah, I really don't believe nuclear weapons. I think it's something else, but atomic, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'm hungry and I'm gonna chat with y'all. I'm gonna put this back on charge. It's roughly at, oh shit, it's at 38%. It's the sun. I'm gonna go and let it charge up to about 70 because I really want to get this bopped out. You're gonna see me. I'm gonna have to put something on the front because I'm gonna walk out there. I'm gonna put a piece of plywood on top. We can do the installation. I can glue it from the bottom and then put the one on the bottom. I really want to walk out there. I want to get everything locked in, and you guys are gonna be a part of that. All right. I appreciate you guys. All right. See you guys in a little bit.